What I have done here, I realized that it's an important and a serious event. So I gathered my thoughts over a few hours and I have jotted them down. So pardon me for reading from a piece of paper. Uh, as ma'am has said that I'm a partner in Deloitte, but my background is primarily around coding, architecting. So this, yeah. Uh, can I move this away? Collaborating and sort of delivering some of the most iconic digital programs in government space that you see today. As I speak, I'll get more into them. Now, let me ask you a question. When you say digital transformation, what do you mean by this? See, to me, it's about taking out the old manual processes and replacing with the latest tech available. Now, what should it mean in government space? Government space, to me, it is all about transforming the manual processes or some rudimentary tech processes into the latest tech available, which helps government becoming more efficient, more effective, and the experience that the citizens draw from the governance is better. At the same time, you bring more accountability, transparency, and traceability. So I'm speaking about around 6 things here, and I'll deep dive onto them through a journey on how this has started. Okay. Now, how do you design a digital system for government which delivers these 6, 7 things which I spoke about? To me, there are two core principles. One is citizen-centric, and second is it has to be data-driven. Now, I'll take you through an example. What do I mean by these two core principles? Let's take the first one first, citizen-centric. Now, the classic example, and there's nothing which is better than that, is Aadhaar. And how did that start? 2009 or before 2009, before Aadhaar was conceptualized, if you notice, government didn't knew who are its citizens. Okay, it has to go to them to find out who they are. Now, what Aadhaar changed? Aadhaar actually allowed government to understand who are its citizen. Why? Because Aadhaar created a digital identity which empowered or allowed individuals to authenticate themselves from wherever they are. Now, what I did, the moment government knew who are their citizens, primarily on a digital platform, they can create, they can understand them better, and the policies were shaped and the reach for government became better. You all would have realized since Aadhaar has come in, it is everywhere. You go for a SIM card, you go for a bank account, any Mahila Samman Yojana, any scholarships for children, everything is, the core of it is the digital identity, which is Aadhaar. So it was the first and foremost the citizen-centric digital transformation which was enabled and created. Now, after that, there are a lot of other examples, okay, like income tax. And some of these I have been very, very closely associated. I have helped sort of conceptualize or understand or deliver some of these, okay. Today, all of you who file income taxes, you would see that everything comes pre-filled. You don't need to do anything. You just validate and click the submit button as an individual. At the same time, it is connected with a host of other systems and pulling out data. Again, a classic and a great example of citizen-centric digital transformation, which has helped government to deliver faster services to its citizens. Okay. Similarly, GST, again, it's not really a G2C program, it's more of a G2B to G2C program. Again, it's on a digital transformation and entirely delivered on a digital platform. UPI, again, everyone, at the core of it is the citizen, and everything is through a citizen. Okay. CoWIN, again, a citizen-centric program. There are a host of examples, DigiLocker, ONDC, IRCTC, wherever government transformations have succeeded, they actually started with a citizen. So the first principle, going back to the first principle which I articulated, any government digital transformation program has to have the citizen centricity. Okay. Now, what is the key pattern outside this, the citizen centricity, you will notice another key pattern in all these programs. They are all delivered on two themes: public-private partnership and open source technologies. So none of these programs have any encumbrance of anything which is proprietary. They are entirely delivered on open source technology. These were government initiatives where public and private, both parties came together to deliver this. So what it tells you, it sort of tells you that the digital programs in government or the digital transformations in government are more or less following a template today, okay? Public, private, and open source. And what it has done, I mean, today you take any digital transformation program, it is more or less following the same template. Now, I'll bring your attention to the second principle, which is around data driven, okay? You take any digital program which was, let's say, constituted 10, 15 years back or after Aadhaar, okay? Those programs today, whosoever has matured, there's another element getting added to it: data and analyzing the data, okay? So in the first trace, and I mean, if some of you care to read, this will gets manifested with the genesis of Hadoop as well, that what it made possible was the entire setup around data and how the analysis of data made things easier and possible for people to go to the last person who should be getting those benefits or should be getting those governance. So any mature digital transformation program today has the core element getting added, which is around data. Now, go back to our digital governance template. Now you will see there are three distinct elements in it. First element, there's an identity, identify the person. Second element, the transactions between the government, between the citizens, between various other entities who are in the ecosystem. Third is around data. So these are the three layers on which most of your government digital transformations programs today stand: identity, transactions, and the data layer. Okay. Now, of course, when you speak about these three layers, there are other layers also come into play, which is around the cyber security, and our knowledge or awareness about cyber security is growing. So you will see more and more systems are getting more robust cyber security. So that becomes another key component. I mean, last year, or it's been now 1.5 years, we all know what happens in AIMS, and after that the awareness has really exploded. So after having recognized few things, one is most of the transformation programs have public and private partnership and open source elements, and they are standing on three-layered approach: identity, transactions, and data as the third layer. You will notice another key element. See, today, because we have this template available of these successful government digital transformation programs, we know, or we have somehow as an industry or as a government, we have also identified what are the best practices to deliver these transformations. Also, the pace of delivering the transformation is going up, okay? Now, along with this, there's another key thing happening, and I have started noticing, and maybe some of you also might have started noticing, a lot of these regulatory challenges as a citizen which we face. I mean, ease of doing business is very often touted. Now we are talking about ease of living as well. So those regulatory challenges also are being done away, and the pace of being done away is going faster. So maybe in next 10 years, we'll see a lot of things getting simplified for us. Already income tax code, we see so many pages has been removed, so many verbiage has been removed. So that is possible because A, there's a tonnage of data available. the platforms have matured, and that is giving the confidence to government also to do away or walk out from certain those boundaries or the extra layers that has been created. And I believe this space will increase. So with the, I mean, now if I have to summarize, okay, template, public-private, open source, layered approach, identity, transactions, data, and as this matures, our regulatory framework is going to evolve much faster and faster. Now, there's one more pattern I have started noticing, and I believe some of you also must have started noticing the same. See, most of the large first gen, let's call them, the digital government transformations or the government's digital transformations, they were driven at a center level. I mean, center was at the forefront of conceptualizing them, bringing various actors together and delivering them. But in last few years, you notice there's a lot of localized transformations happening. States have started doing it, the departments have started doing it, and there's a lot of confidence in doing those transformations at local level. And there's a better appreciation and understanding of what tech can do for that particular boundary, and that has also started. I noticed this as a pattern. I mean, 10 years back or 5 years back, when you used to think about digital transformation, largely centered around center and central ministries. Today, most of these, and then obviously the smart cities and all were driven. But today, a lot of departments which are in a, let's say, far-flung places from the center of the center or state center, they have also started attempting things. So where I stand today, I am extremely sort of excited about this exploding further. The transformation journey for government program is exploding further because now we have a template available. That template has been sort of tested multiple times. We have the best practices available. We understand what it takes to make a digital transformation program successful, and now we are localizing it. Okay, so with this, I'll end my one-sided conversation with you. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot from all the eminent people that I see gathered here. Thank you so much.